Hello, this is DragonComa bringing you a deck profile on my sister's deck. It is a very fun deck. You can try it out on DN, net deck hit, I don't care. I came up with this deck when a certain card came out. I'll tell you what it is when I reach it. And yeah, this is a Gagaga deck. It's really fun. Gagaga decks are super underrated. They can make a ton of XZs and they can blow up half the time. And with Child coming out, it's become such a good deck. So let's start off. I've won so many duels with this deck. I've beaten Boojins, I've beaten Dragon Rulers once, only once, Dragon Rulers, but that was still a pretty impressive victory on my part. I've beaten Samurai, I've beaten Prophecy with it. It's just a really good deck overall. So yeah, I've been testing on DN, and this is the final product. So without further ado, let's get into the deck. First, we play the triple Magicians. You just need 3 of these. It's just simple as that. Without 3 of these, your deck just doesn't work. So yeah. Then on top of that, we play Double Girl. I like 2. It's really your personal preference between 2 or 3. I just like 2 because this deck, it's you can still pull off the OTK play, but I prefer using it. Excuse me. For like this deck is not so focused around the OTK play as other decks, as the most other Gaga decks are. So I only played 2 girl. I found 3 kind of inconsistent. So yeah, and this is not a straight up Gaga deck. So I'm not gonna be running like 16 monsters or stuff, like 3 revenge. This is like a mix of it's just half Gaga and the other half is completely most of whatever I put together. So yeah. Then we play triple Gagaga Kid or Child, whatever you want to call it. Um, this card is so good. It just makes a ton of your exes with Magician, and I like 3. People say it's not that good of a card. I agree with them, but I play very defensively, like attack wise, but I play very offensively, effect wise. So this card makes a really good combo with that. I like it that way. So yeah. Then, along with this, I play 2 Clerks. She just makes my Gachi Gachi for the most part. And I pair it up with a card I play, is deck Enemy Controller. I wish there was one guy's YouTube video on his Gagagas. He says you should pair this card up with Enemy Controller. So I did that, and I actually made some pretty funny plays with it. So yeah, I really suggest you trying out Enemy Controller with this girl. It's a really good card to pair up with this one. So yeah. And we play 1 Garna. I just find 1 Garna okay for this deck. It's more of a chaos deck, so I don't want to play too many Earth monsters in this deck, anyways. So I only play 3, the 2 Clerk and this guy in the main deck. The only reason why I have this over Caesar is because sometimes my field's just gonna be blank. Like I've used a Pod Duality or something, and I don't really have anything else. I can just use this thing and prevent an OTK, which is really nice, and I can set up stuff in the graveyard too. So yeah, that's all the Gagagas. I play 11 Gagagas. Now for the non-Gagagas, I use a Photon Thrasher engine. I find this card really useful. I mean, I play 3 of him. Most people would just suggest 1 or 2. I tested 1, didn't like it. Tested 2, didn't like it. Tested 3, I was okay with it because as I said, this deck is really based around 2 cards only, and this card helps make one of them. So yeah. Then among that I play double Windjammer. People ask me why I play Windjammer over Dragon. The reason why I like Jammer more is because if I have Magician and Cyber Dragon on my first one, I can't make a Tyrus, which is really frustrating for me. Whereas like this thing, I can make it with Tyrus. Like I make it with the Magician to make Tyrus, which is really useful. You don't need it. Your opponent doesn't need to control a monster. All you have to do is control no monsters, and this thing can be special summoned, which is really nice. I like this card over Dragon. I tested Dragon. Don't get me wrong. I just prefer this one. If I were you, I would play either Dragon or Jammer in the deck. It's just your personal preference. Like Dragons for Anti Machina or something like that. Then among that, I play the Summoner Monk engine. I like these. These really bring out a lot of combos. Like you have a child in your hand. What's this? Plus like a whatever, like a dead. Like you don't want to use a lure or whatever, and then you just drop a lure and then bring this bring this guy out, drop a lure, bring out Magician, and then you can bring out the child. That's a play you can make really easily. Then I play the tour guide engine as well. This is my 11 card engine. It works really well for me. People used to say just like play a one card and like a one card with 3 copy engine or something. This is a whole entire engine to work with my deck. It works really well in my opinion. It makes a lot of my XZs and stuff, and it's just plain ridiculous. Yeah, the only reason why I play this thing is because I can make my Leviathan, my Zen mains, or my Giga Brilliant. Those are like the only things I make with this guy. Most of the time I go in Zen mains anyways. Then just for 2 other cards I play one Thunder King because I get main Thunder King in this deck, which is really nice. The only card that conflicts with Thunder King is my Pot of Duality, but other than that, it doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna be using Pot of Duality that much because I'm probably gonna drop it for Monk anyways. Then I play one BLS. This is one of the cards that this deck is based on. It's really I like if I can play BLS in a deck, I'll play BLS in a deck. So that's why this card's in there. So yeah. Yeah, so for the monsters, I believe I play 22. Yeah, I play 22. Excuse me. Then onto the spells, I play triple bolt because I can. You just want to play 3 bolt. At first, since I only played 9 Gagagas originally in this deck, and other things. I only had 2 bolts, but one time I was facing a agent player and he brought out his Christia. I couldn't get rid of it because I didn't have enough bolt. I had used both bolt earlier, so yeah, I needed that 3rd bolt. So I tested with 3. I really liked it. I don't know. This card's just really good. It's just a free removal, pretty much. It's so good. I was testing with my friend, with my samurai. I let him use this deck, and he's like, "This card can't be true. This card's like he read the effects like this. It's too good to be true, but I told him it is true. So yeah, it's a really good card. It's just a free removal of your Gagaga. Then I play double revenge. I don't play 3 because all you're really revenging back is going to be your magician or your girl, and half this deck is completely not Gagaga, so this card can be dead a lot of times. So I only play 2, but it's a really good card. It's like a free monster reborn for Gagagas, which is really nice. I like it. And you can pitch it for Monk if it's dead, so that's really nice. Then I play double Duality. Most of the time, I'm not going to be using Duality for its purpose. I'm going to be using it with Monk to drop it. But if I do have a really terrible hand and this is in my hand, I just use it, and if I have a Threatening Roar, that makes it better. So yeah. Then I play one Allure for draw power. One enemy control. This is the card I was talking about earlier. Just paired up with Cleric, it's really nice. It's like a free monster on your side for the most part, which is really, really advantageous. 1 MST for extra popping power because like back row is super heavy this format, and will be next format because Heavy Storm's still gone. So yeah. Then to top it off, we play 1 Book of Moon, and yeah, I play 11 spells. I believe, yeah, 11 spells. I think like with Monk, I think I should be playing more, but 11 has worked for me, and most of the time I will have Monk and another thing in my hand already, so I can just, so it's really nice. Onto traps, we play double Threatening Roar. Um, you either play Roar or Wabaku in your deck. It's all up to you what you want to do. Like, there's certain things you can do with Threatening Roar and certain things you can't do. Same thing with Wabaku. Certain things you can do, something you can't do. So yeah, that's the only reason we play this thing, because you want to bring out your Eggsy and stuff. And let's say, as I said before, you use Pod Duality and you don't get anything good, you can just set this thing and wait for your opponent's turn and just activate it, which is nice. Then I play double Call of the Haunted. It's just there to revive stuff just in case. As I said, it's not a complete Gaga deck. So I play this and to revenge. So in reality, I have 4 chances to revive Gagagas and 2 chances to revive non-Gagagas. So yeah, that's why I like this card. Then finally, I run 1 compulsory, 1 solemn, and 1 Mirror Force. Mirror Force is just there for defense. Compulsory, like as I said, this deck's so defensive. You need to like protect your monsters as much as possible. Like Threatening Roar with this, it works really well. Compulsory is just there to bounce things back. Like if I see a Draco Sack, I just bounce it back. Same thing with Warning, just to get there, just there to get rid of annoying special summons. So yeah, I play 7 traps. So that's a 40 deck count, which is pretty much regular for most decks. Now onto the extra deck. We play one Slacker. I like Slacker. You can make her very easily in this deck, although most of the time you're going to be going to something else. I like Slacker a lot. She is like a Zen mains, except a little weaker, but she has the same defense. She can't be bottomless, which is a very good advantage over Zen mains. She can stop. She can stop people from using stuff like Raigeki Break on her. She can stop people using like I believe compulsory. But the only problem is that she can't stop Zen. Unlike Zen main, she cannot stop Dark Hole or Torrential Tribute. But this card's really good, and it's too lazy to get off the field. That's how I say it. And she is so lazy. She is such a slacker. She just doesn't want to get off the field. You try to compulse her, she says no to you. You try to like blast her, she says no to you. You try to kill her by battle one, she says no to you, which is really nice. And she has a, as I said, she has a nice 2100 defense. I play one Gachi Gachi. These two. I only have one rank one and one rank two. I'm not playing Darkness or Digesto Phoenix. The reason why I don't play Darkness is because I don't run that many level twos in my deck. Although I can do level manipulation. If I had a choice to go like into a Dark Mist or Tiras, I would go into Tiras more often. And then Digesto Phoenix, it's really expensive, even though it's not that great anymore because agents got hit. Um, Last format with a limiting a Birdman, and nobody likes playing without Birdman. Excuse me, Gotcha. Like I just don't like playing. It's expensive, simple as that. For my level 3 toolbox, we play one Giga Brilliant, one Zen mains, and one Leviathan. I do not play Acid Golem because this deck doesn't focus on doing huge beat stick moves. It focuses on more defensive, like turn one, and then super offensive turn two. It just puts so much pressure on your opponent. It's just so crazy. I like it. Oh man, crazy digestion. Zen main's just for the stall wall. Pair it up with like Gachi Gachi, it makes it even harder to kill. And then Leviathan is just for the beat stick power as well. Excuse me. Then we play one cowboy because, as I said, like this is a Gaga deck. You have to play like if you're playing Gaga, you're gonna be playing cowboy. Master Key Beetle because I can. Gemini Pearl because I can. It's 2600 beater. It's your starless killer. I rarely make this guy anymore. I used to make him a lot like last format and the format before that. But now since it's more monster effect, I like using Key Beetle more. Then I play Double Utopia, and this is the card I was talking about. This is the card I always want to make. It's Volval Chain. I pulled this the other day in the tin, which is really nice. So I was finally able to use it. So, excuse me. This deck's purpose is to use this guy to bring out BLS. That's like the only purpose of this deck. And then everything else is just like defense, 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 defense. It's just overly defensive, but it works. You want to protect your chain to bring your BLS like to top of the deck. That's why I main Thunder King because I can, as I said earlier, this thing bypasses Thunder King to the point that it's just so broken. Um, and if I have BLS in my hand, I can just detach one and send another one in my grave and bring out BLS. Or if I don't have BLS in my hand, I can just and I have like a Thunder King on the field. Whatever. Let's just say I got Thunder King and this guy on the field. I can still use the effect and put it on top of the deck. I'm not adding to the hand, which is really, really good. It just bypasses that amazingly. It's just crazy. I like it. I I was really happy when I pulled it. It was just like when I first saw this card come out, like I was looking at Hidden Arsenal 7 card list and I saw this card, I was like, okay, how can I use this to the best of my ability? And I was thinking, oh yeah, I can make Gagagas with this. Like, and I tested Gagagas with it. It worked amazingly well. A Volvo chain doesn't just work in like regular whatever decks, but it can work in like Gagagas surprisingly well. So yeah, just your information. Then I play one Tiras and you speed this up, and one Macumac. Macumac is for the obvious ODK play, but I don't do it as often. Tiras is just for like an offensive tank wall thingy. Then finishing off, we have the Heliopolis and one Gimmick Puppet. Both of them are destruction cards. Defense more on defense, more on attack. Simple as that. So yeah, this deck's really good. Uh, I suggest you try it out with Lavolvo Chain. Just saying that. Thank you for watching. This is DragonComa. Tune in next time. I think I'm gonna bring a ban list analysis after this. So thank you for watching. Signing out.